Well. One-man band, I have my victory speech.
Whoa, wait a second. You have a victory speech. I won 3 in a row. I got a victory speech.
Oh. Well, how about you, Ricard?
Oh, yeah. I'm not part of the winners club here, so.
Welcome to TFSPOD, otherwise known as the Few Show Podcast. It is 24/7 Lou, and that's
Ricard, wondering where it all went wrong.
and that's
the one-man band. Uno, dos, tres. 3.
Oh, man.
yes, folks. Welcome to TFSPOD, otherwise known as the Few Show Podcast. Number one show in your heart, number one show in your girlfriend's heart, and number one show that crews out there love. Anyway, this episode we will be talking about.
What the heck was that?
It's a subliminal.
All right.
And this episode we will be talking about AEW's Revolution, which was the pay-per-view that we had, and we're going to recap what happened in that event and also our predictions. So, Ricard, get the scoreboard.
Well, I just want to put out a warning out there, much like AEW's event, that our current show will have a 30-minute time limit, and then the entire recording station will explode with firecrackers.
Oh, God.
Ricard got us.
All right.
Ricard and Kenny Omega got us. How'd you set this stuff up?
I just put some sparklers in the corner.
Oh!
All right. I'm jumping ahead. But let's pull up the scoreboard here. Begrudgingly. All right. So with AEW Revolution in the books, we are at 4 points total. And the scoreboard stands at 3 points Lou. He's tied with One Man Band, who has gotten 3 points in a row, as he previously mentioned, with his last 3 shows. And then I'm tied for second place with Jay Few at 1 point apiece. And the randomizer is at 0, and so is everyone else, including Bogey.
Yeah, keeping that streak alive.
Yeah, everybody's talking about one-man band streak, but talk about a big losing streak.
There we go. All right, so first match.
I like Kurt Hawkins.
All right, so first match was actually the pre-show match that pretty much cost me the night. Because even after, if I would have gone perfect for the rest of the show, Lou had basically done the exact same picks except for the pre-show.
What?
But you had, well, it's not important. It just ended up being something I noticed after the fact. But pre-show was Britt Baker. She was supposed to be teaming up with Rebel, but Rebel was quote unquote injured by. Why am I drawing a blank on her?
Thunder Rosa?
Nyla Rose, there you go.
Oh,
Nyla Rose. She was injured by Nyla Rose backstage, supposedly. So, they swapped out her tag partner with Maki Ito, and that was enough to cause them to win over Rio and Thunder Rosa. And surprisingly, Britt Baker looks like she's getting a push for the women's title.
Good, finally.
And we'll talk more about that a little later on. But yeah, that was a long time coming. What an odd time to pull the trigger on that.
So wait, we won't see her in any more pre-shows? Oh no.
Who knows? Maybe they moved the title to the pre-show.
Oh my God.
I doubt it. But no. it's just I don't know why. I just feel like I'll mention it more in the women's title match. But you guys both picked Britt Baker's team to win.
Yeah.
Care to explain the reasoning on that one?
Well, I can tell you, like, Britt Baker had already lost a few, and she didn't have a good record in pay-per-views, and I felt like it was time because she hasn't been really doing much of anything since she started in AEW. So she really needed. I feel like she really needed a win to stay relevant. So I just said that. Hey, I gotta go with Britt because I just had a feeling she was gonna win, especially since the last pay-per-view. And the last pay-per-view she went up against Big Swole, and she lost. And she lost in a specialty match of her kind. It was using her utensils. So it was like, yeah, I felt like it was time.
And for me, I picked her because every other match in the past, I'd always had picked her. So I just kept going with the streak. I was losing because of it, but look what happened.
I actually didn't realize that. Because, well, first off, the AEW pay-per-views are actually spread out over like a 2-month period most of the time. So it's difficult to pick up on trends with that. Mm-hmm. But I actually didn't realize you kept picking Britt Baker. No wonder I was winning in 2020. But okay, all right. That was pretty cool. Pretty much statistically got me out for the night.
Wow.
From the very beginning. But even then, one-man band really started getting some momentum later on in the night. But we had, next up, in the opening match, it was Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson versus the Inner Circle, or rather Chris Jericho and MJF, along with Wardlow. And I gotta say, this was actually a really good match. Ultimately, Young Bucks won because, as we saw the fallout on Dynamite later on that week, you had Chris Jericho and MJF pretty much come to blows, and then MJF developed his own rival faction.
Yep, another faction.
More gang warfare. Yes. I was just going to say that there's a lot of intermingling with factions, and factions are very fluid. On WWE, you don't see factions change a lot that dramatically and that quickly, like so often.
Well, yeah,
but,
retain. One thing I got to say about this match. When we were talking about it on the previous episode for predictions, we were looking at a different angle at how this thing would play out, and it was a surprise that they had this match to be the first match of the show, right? Not counting the pre-show, but the first match.
Yeah,
and we had it all pegged as being the last match that they would have, or something similar to that, or near the end, where we were thinking, yeah, if somebody so and so team wins. And the tag team, Casino Royale, whatever
the Casino Royale, yeah.
If they win it, then they would be this. So then the team that would win it would be a heel. So that then this team is a face. And then it just was such a big surprise for the way we were thinking of how it would work out. But yeah, this is what happened. The Young Bucks won.
Well, we did pick it right. We actually did pick it right, and this put Lou in the lead going into the night at first. Very surprisingly, but one-man band would recover with probably one of the more surprising calls of the night.
Yeah,
because he actually predicted the Casino Tag Team Battle Royal.
That's hard, and that was hard. I don't know how you did that one.
That was hard because they actually, first off, Wikipedia lied to us. There was no TBA team in there.
Yeah,
which was bullshit. But also essentially, you had, I believe it came down to. Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy was in there by himself. You had Death Triangle, which was one-man band's pick in there in entirety, and then you had one other guy representing his team, and then it came down to Jungle Boy, and I believe it was, I want to say Pac. It came down to both of them, and Jungle Boy came up short. And essentially, he got it. I was thinking, man, could you imagine if Jurassic Express won?
I would have.
They were looking pretty impressive. But yeah, they ended up going with Death Triangle, which was I don't want to say surprising because they actually came out close to the end of the match, so they were the fresher team. But I don't know. I feel like Jurassic Express versus Young Bucks was going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But One Man Band, what was your logic for that? Because no one else called that.
That was a hard pick. That was a very hard pick.
It was a tough one.
Well, for me, it was. I know that they're kind of pushing Pentagon, and Pac hadn't been doing really much of anything in a while, so it was like something told me that that triangle was starting to be in the come up, because I figured the Dark Order having 3 teams, I didn't think that anybody was going to win from the Dark Order because it just wouldn't make sense for me. And
take that, JFU.
Yeah. So
and the randomizer. They both picked Dark Order teams.
Yeah, so I just knew that they were either going to be like the second or the runners up, or they were going to win, because they've been pushing that triangle for a little bit.
Okay.
So I just felt like it was time for them to pull the trigger, and I got lucky.
So I want to give backstory here, because we did make jokes about it last week, that you were on Straight Up Street Boston, like drinking Steve Weisers or something.
Yeah.
But that might not have been exactly what you're doing, but these picks were done while you had a little bit of that in your system. So it's just one of those things where I'm like, man. But it really sounds like every bit of logic is just, they haven't been doing anything with these people. This is going to be the show where they change it every time.
Yeah, like I said, man, that was a hard pick.
I just imagine One Man Band in creative, like after having a few too much to drink, just going, this guy that hasn't really gotten a push, we should push him.
It's like, come on, man. Why would we not push this guy? This guy is money. It's like, come on,
but yeah. And there actually was a lot of pushing of people, less familiar faces, to say the least, in some of the matches where it was number 1 contenderships. So that was kind of cool. We had next match was Hikaru Shida versus Ryu Mizunami.
Yeah.
And we all I think we all went Hikaru Shida on this one. One Man Band actually joined the bandwagon on that one.
Finally.
Yeah, I remember the video package. I remember JFU was, I think, the only one that picked Rio, actually. But I remember the video package being Rio was going to retire from wrestling in Japan, but then she decided to join AEW to take the title off of Hikaru. And I was like, come on. You literally just admitted, like, yeah, I was going to retire, but then they told me to have this one match. And I was like, come on. So watching this match, we all kind of were like, yeah, she's not going to win. Like, it's pretty obvious. And I like the story they told, actually, for the women's match, because there was the whole, if you wrestled for 1,000 years, you still wouldn't be able to beat me thing. Which I don't think has ever been said in any form of rivalry on an American promotion. But it's actually really catchy. But overall, we had what I was alluding to before. After the match ended, I believe it was Nyla Rose came out, attacked Hikaru Shida with Vicky Guerrero. And then Britt Baker came out with Rebel. And then they started attacking Hikaru Shida also, which makes me think that Britt Baker is going to get a title shot in the future. Whether or not it's a singles match or a triple threat with Nyla Rose again or something is up for debate.
That's going to be a tough one.
That is going to be a tough one, because Hikaru Shida is the face of the video game. So, but I could see her dropping it to Britt Baker, because she's got a good smile, because she's a dentist. All right.
All right,
What is the limit?
No. What's the next match?
All right, so next match was you had Miro and Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford versus the Best Friends, and I remember we were watching the interview segment before with Best Friends, and then they just got attacked, right? And into this match, we were saying, oh man, the randomizer is really not like. Could this be because they were the only ones? The randomizer was the only one to pick Miro and Kip Sabian. I mean, Best Friends.
Yeah, Best Friends.
They were the only ones to pick Best Friends, and there was a point in the match where Orange Cassidy comes out while Chuck Taylor's been in the ring getting beaten up, and then we're like, oh man, they're gonna get the face shine. Oh boy, what's gonna happen? And then they still lost the match, and we were like, oh well, randomizer's pretty much almost statistically eliminated at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we basically saw the one spot that caught my eye was Miro intentionally pushing. He kicked one of the guys into Penelope Ford, essentially, which makes me think there's going to be some dissent between him and Kip Sabian.
Yeah, I feel that too.
They didn't really hint at it. I don't think they really hinted at it on this week's Dynamite. So that's going to be weird. It's going to be weird going forward, but they're laying the seeds there, so that's pretty cool. We all picked Miro and Kip Sabian, though. And the people that mattered picked that.
Oh.
Come on. It's dice. I think their feelings will be fine. Then you had Hangman Adam Page versus Big Money Matt Hardy, and Matt Hardy. Nobody picked Matt Hardy except for Jay Few and the randomizer, naturally. But it was basically what we were kind of expecting. You had Matt Hardy try to win with shenanigans and outside interference. Then the Dark Order came out, cost him the match, and Hangman Page won with the lariat. I forget what it's called, but it's basically the
buckshot lariat.
Buckshot lariat. There you go. So yeah, Hangman Page won with that, and he got all of Matt's earnings, which apparently included a lawnmower. A riding lawnmower?
It must be the one that he used to use in his Impact days.
Ah, okay. All right. Yeah,
mower of lawn.
Mower of lawn.
Mower of lawn. So yeah, that was a fun match. It's not often you see money riding on a match, which is a interesting stipulation for what was otherwise a singles match.
Yeah.
But all right, let's go with one of the more fun matches, because this one is won and predicted by someone who has a very bad record with predictions. Not you, Lou. You can sit down.
Whoa. That was 2020. We don't talk about 2020 here.
And that is the Face of the Revolution ladder match to determine the number one contender for the TNT title. And you had Scorpio Sky, Cody Rhodes, Penta El Zero Miedo, which means Penta No Fear, Lance Archer.
Yeah.
And who else did we have? Come on, we had more people. Max Caster and Ethan Page, who was our TBA, who I believe me and Lou picked. No, we didn't. We all picked Lance Archer. We didn't
we picked Lance Archer.
But you had the newly signed Ethan Page from Impact Wrestling. And this was a really good match. Cody Rhodes was selling his shoulder injury throughout the match. It looked like he was going to probably win it, which we were all kind of saying, nah, come on. If Cody Rhodes wins, it's too much. And ultimately, it was won by the randomizer's pick of Scorpio Sky. So, randomizer, What was your logic for picking? I'm kidding. That was
binary codes.
Yeah.
All I'm getting is a 4 3 2 2 2 2 2 4 9. 6. Oh, by the way, I need to say one thing. We have reached at, hold on, this moment, the 20-minute mark. So we have 10 minutes before everything will happen.
Bum, 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 bum. Somebody get the countdown clock.
I have it running.
But yeah. So we had Scorpio Sky get a surprise win, and similar logic here as One Man Band was saying with previous matches. Yeah, we've been kind of doing stuff with him on the side, but let's give him a push.
Yeah, for that match, I was surprised. Because I did not expect that to happen. Yeah, I know I picked Lance Archer to win that one. I thought that, he was a big guy in the match, and he held his own, and they all teamed up against him. But I did not expect Scorpio Sky to win that one. It was a lot of hard hits were happening on that match. So again, ladder match in the middle of a regular pay-per-view, as opposed to having a whole pay-per-view just for a ladder match, is just a ladder match. Which I like about AEW, how they mix things up, like with things like that in a pay-per-view.
So essentially, by this point, it was you had. I mean, the ladder match. Yeah, the ladder match was really well done. Would it? I don't know if I call it. Yeah. Considering how the barbed wire death match ended. I think that would be match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably the only one that maybe could equal it was the match that followed it. Okay. But just to give background here, at this point, we had Lou. It was pretty much a given that Lou and One Man Band were going to win the night, except for unless, and this was the big caveat because we all said, what are the odds, right? Unless the randomizer won 3 in a row on the last 3 matches.
Yeah.
So it got Scorpio Sky, and we were like, oh my gosh, could it happen? And then it had predicted that Team Taz was going to beat Sting and Darby Allin in what ended up being a warehouse match.
Yep.
It was a cinematic match. They were in a warehouse. Lou, do you want to break through the action as it happens?
Oh yeah. It was in a warehouse, and one thing I did notice that would have been interesting, how where the ring was set up on one end of it. If you went over the ring, you were going out of the ring into the bottom, where at the end we saw a good finish there. But it was Sting and Darby Allin fighting all against Team Taz. They were fighting all around that warehouse. They're very exciting, very interesting. What I want to say is one thing. Stupid WWE creative for not doing something like this with Sting. Because what we got later on was horrible. I mean, yes, the guy is older, but in a cinematic match, it explains. It allows you to have a wrestler that's old and a big superstar to at least shine and do some moves and do some things where he wouldn't be able to do in a live action match in the middle of a ring with the audience. So brilliant move on AEW by doing something like this. So I do want to say that. And we did have a cool he just flew in the air like Darby Allin from like a third story window. And took out.
He jumped
Brian
from
Cage.
The balcony on the third. Yeah, Brian Cage. He took out the bigger competitor.
Yep, took him out, and then Sting took. Who was the one from Team Taz? What was his name again?
Team Taz. Aside from it was Ricky Starks.
Yeah,
the smaller one.
So, took out Ricky Starks.
Though we did see at some point Hook and Powerhouse Hobbs show up also to make it a 4v2.
Yeah. But again, I like that it was cinematic, and I like that they used Sting in this way. So, like I said, dumb move. We could have had all this before in WWE when he was at least a little much more agile, but yet he still did it. Sting still has it. So, good job on AEW on this one.
Yeah, One Man, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was just nice to see Sting actually get a win in a pay-per-view. For once.
We know what that's a reference to.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, it's just why? Like there was no reason for him to lose at WrestleMania 31. There, I said it.
There you go.
Yeah, that was an ego. That was an ego move.
Yeah, and you got an icon like Sting having to job out to Triple H. Like, man, Triple H was a nobody when Sting was already an established superstar.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on, dude. Like, that was just him being like, I could end the Monday Night Wars once and for all. Like, so I'm glad that AEW decided, to pay homage to Sting, and Darby Allin being the TNT champ. I think it also helped. Nothing against Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. They're phenomenal. Brian Cage will absolutely. I can see him like now he'll be able to bounce back and start doing some programs with other people because he needs to get some wins. He's a dominating dominating machine.
Yeah, I agree.
So he will definitely I see him holding the TNT championship soon.
Mm-hmm.
How soon? I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. But he's definitely he's definitely up there. But like I said, Sting, super happy that he got a win. Even if he doesn't win again after this, but just the fact that he got a win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure AEW is not going to treat him like that.
Mm-hmm.
The people that are in AEW, are people that were with him in WCW. So I'm sure, Tony Schiavone, JR, all these guys, they're they have a lot of fondness for Sting. So I'm sure that if they put him in other programs, he'll absolutely do well. Maybe not win, but he'll look good.
So here's something I wanted to point out because this leads perfectly into what I said happened before the main event, which was we're talking about people who were treated poorly by WWE or WWE Creative. So Paul White's announced signing came out, and it was none other than, drum roll, Christian Cage, also known as former TNA Impact champion. Christian Cage.
Which might I add real quick.
Go ahead.
Did you guys notice his theme song?
Yeah, it's the Impact theme song.
Yeah, they like I heard it for a second. I was like, wait a second.
Hold on, that was the siren. We're hitting our 5-minute mark, I believe, Lou.
Somewhere around there, yeah. We're at 27-minute mark.
Go on, one man band.
But yeah, it was a TNA theme song. I was like, wait a second, is it 2005 all over again? And the only thing that changed was the graphics, obviously, being updated to 2021 standards. But exact same music, and I said to myself, oh, makes sense. Impact and AEW have a working relationship, so of course they were like, hey, we'll let you borrow, we'll let you keep the theme song. So makes sense because if it would have been WWE, you better believe that. Oh
yeah, no, they didn't use Story of the Year version of Just Close Your Eyes. They went with the original, and Story of the Year's version is all right. I actually kind of like the original one though. So I thought that was pretty cool, but it is funny that you got Cody Rhodes, Sting, Big Show. You got a bunch of people that were probably thinking to themselves, yeah, I don't like how WWE Creative's treating me, so I'm going to go put them out of business at a rival promotion. Because it really is becoming the I used to work for their rival, and now it's slowly but surely becoming the Monday Night Wars 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the Monday nights part.
I wonder if AEW would fall on a Monday night. How would that go?
Well, they have to go 3 hours too, if they really want to go with that. But
and I don't think they want to do 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Yeah. 3 hours is tough.
3 hours is taxing.
30 seconds.
That's like a Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is, and it's just at this point, it's like, why do it? I don't think AEW has any interest in going to 3 hours.
No.
Wait. Lou just gave us a 30-second
10
warning.
seconds.
So main event happens. Main event happens, and Kenny Omega wins. Get out of the building. Oh, right. It's just sparkless. It's just sparkless.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Oh, my God. It was. All
right.
Let me say something. All
right, go ahead. We all got our thoughts. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's give props to Eddie Kingston, because Eddie Kingston, for all intents and purposes, this man tried his hardest to sell that thing.
Yeah,
he tried. He threw himself over John Moxley, and he tried. He braced for impact, if that thing was just about to decimate, and if they were about to get ripped to shreds. And he sold that thing like no other.
He was laying there motionless.
Academy Award goes to that man. That man really, he tried, and you could tell he loves this business. And it was funny. I'm sorry. I mean, Kenny Omega and John Moxley, two of the top performers right now in the game. Eddie Kingston has been a veteran for a long, long time in this gig, but that was just, oh man,
Now,
I would honestly say, yeah.
I don't want to say that the match was bad, because I liked the match.
No, I did. No. I liked it too. The match itself was good. It was the execution of the ending that just
kind of took the wind out of the sails.
Yeah, because in the beginning when they were trying to throw each other against the ropes, it was edgy to see, oh, he's gonna push me. No, he stopped.
It was bad, bro.
It was and then when it was Moxley that I guess went first, and you're like, oh wow, that's kind of sting.
Okay.
But I enjoyed that match, except for that ending. And I was like, what? And then I know they try to give us a story later on in Dynamite. But
they're trying to blame it on Kenny Omega, saying that he rigged it.
He rigged it poorly. They had an excuse for everything.
Yeah,
but it's a shame, because I like the match. Moxley clearly. All right. So this is my theory here. Because when I saw the match, I actually didn't see the ending happen, because my stream cut out. And the feed cut out, and I didn't see the explosion happen, right?
Oh.
So I was like, oh, but I saw the aftermath where they're selling it, and I'm like, oh, man, okay, that must have been interesting. But when I caught it after the fact, where people were complaining about it, I saw two videos. One was footage from someone in the actual crowd taking a picture, taking live video of it, and it is so underwhelming, the explosion. And the response immediately is just audible boos.
Yeah.
Just audible boos, and it's just boo. Everyone. No one was supporting that. And then the second one I saw was Moxley, after the fact, basically saying, look, Kenny Omega's a really great wrestler, but he can't build an exploding ring for shit. which was a good save. That's a really good save. But I have to say, this is my theory here, that the aftermath, based on how the match went and how brutal it was, because let's not forget, Moxley got put through the barbed wire tables. He got planted onto the explosives on the outside with the barbed wire planks. And he did that without a shirt on, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that was definitely a callback to his CZW days. So I was like, man, I think this is supposed to be the match he goes out on, because then he gets attacked by the Good Brothers. They're hitting him with a barbed wire bat over and over again. The whole spot with Kingston trying to protect him. All in all, you're just thinking to yourself, this is clearly supposed to be his last match. He's got a kid on the way. Congratulations to Renee. She just became an American citizen, joining the winning team.
Oh, God.
Take that, Canada.
Don't listen to Canada. Don't listen.
But I really do think that if the explosion hadn't been underwhelming, John Moxley would have been written off TV.
Yeah.
After that, and they had to improvise, and they asked him, "Hey, can you stay a little longer?" And he said, yeah, sure, for like a week or two. Because, and here's my gripe too. We know they can do pyro. This is wrestling. Like the pyro is part of the appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Just set up. You could have had the corner explosions like Kane's intro, and you just had to have fire on the outside. You know.
Yeah,
they did it for the fire, the Firefly Inferno match. Come on.
Yeah.
How hard could it be? Rig some flames and let's do it. AEW, what are you doing? But all in all, I still like the show overall.
Yeah,
very solid performances.
We had like 9 matches, right?
9 matches. Yep.
Yeah, it was
9 matches,
but it was exciting.
Final score. Credit to you and One Man Band. I got 6. What is it? 6 points. I got 6 points out of 9. Still a passing grade, but barely. That's a D. But passing doesn't cut it. You got to get the highest score. So, Lou, you got 7 out of 9 right. You missed the Face of the Revolution match and the Casino Battle Royal match.
Yeah. So
you actually got all the 1v1 matches or 2v2 matches.
Yeah.
You just missed the scrambler matches.
Mm-hmm.
And One Man Band, you got 7 out of 9. Also, you missed. You predicted Inner Circles to win Young Bucks, and you missed the Face of the Revolution ladder match also.
Mm-hmm. And I gotta say something about that Revolution match. My second choice was actually going to be Scorpio Sky because I had heard that they were talking about pushing him, but I didn't think that they were actually going to go for it. And he's healing now. He's a heel.
Look. We all have our reasonings why we didn't have a solid winner to determine who's champ. You know, with you, it's I was drunk. With Lou, it's I had written picks to copy off of.
What?
Hey, being drunk, and I still got 7 out of 9. Come on.
Yeah, Lou, I gotta say, you're hanging by a thread here because when One Man Band submits live picks, you won't have some scripts or copy off.
Look, all I have to say is one last thing. I have to say is one last thing for this pay-per-view. Ready?
Here we go.
One last thing. At least I'm not Jay Few, who lost to the randomizer.
Ooh.